Hey everybody, good morning. Robert Truman, CTO for AIO Integrations. We're doing our in the queue session for this week and going to be talking to you about some things that are going on in the news. These are our shorter pre-recorded versions. I do them usually in one take. They're not edited, so excuse me if I trip up a little bit here and there. I don't like to do those kind of things on this. I like to be a little more natural. So we're going to be talking about some of the big things that have been happening in and around technology and cybersecurity that affects small business. And one of the biggest is last week. We, of course, the beginning of last week, we heard about AT&T notifying us. I was one of those people that notified that there was a data breach. Now, this data breach, when it was originally reported, was reported as a much smaller breach, but apparently they're now saying that somewhere in the neighborhood of 70 million records have been compromised. And I'm not talking about just current customers, I'm talking about all their prior customers. Anybody's done business with them. So if you have a current account, most likely been breached. If you have an old account, most likely been breached. For me, that is both sides. I am a fiber customer, but also I had mobile devices with the time. So I was notified. If you haven't been notified, I would highly suggest, and you were a customer, I highly suggest you contact them and find out if your data was compromised or not. If it was, you can probably be part of one of the many class action lawsuits that will result as a result of this breach. So definitely keep an eye out, and who knows, you might get $20 out of it, but I wouldn't count on a whole much more. You definitely won't become a millionaire. The only one who wins in class action lawsuits are attorneys. But it is nice to know that there are some free things you get out of it. Usually, you will get credit monitoring and some things like that. And I would highly suggest that if you are a party to this, you probably put your credit information up, fraud alert or fraud status on it. The reason why I say that is because in this particular breach, social security numbers, anything they had on record for you, driver's license numbers, was breached. In other words, they let it all go. So then that's 70 million customers. So big deal. Uh, Big thing in chain supply. We were talking with someone last week about in one of our live series about chain supply type of attack. And one of the biggest attacks that a lot of people don't know about, surprisingly, is the attack on United Healthcare, the big healthcare provider. Now, this did not happen to them directly. I think it was called Change. It's their main provider that interlinks with their systems and provides, online processing of prescriptions and payments and things to doctors. And they basically got entirely shut down by hackers for actually quite a while. They actually paid $22 million in Bitcoin to I think it's Black Cat Alpha V, the Russian group that conducted this in as a uh, as a job for an affiliate, which means an affiliate when that we heard of ransomware as a service. So these are companies, Black Hat Alpha V are companies that have entire hacker infrastructure available to them. And I'm talking about hackers, bots, infrastructure that can attack and go after larger companies. And an affiliate is someone who has access or information to get in, or maybe another hacker group, and they will work together and split the ransom in order to go after a main target. Um, that could be anything from a disgruntled employee that happens to have some administrator access privileges to, a former company that has privileges. It could be a lot of things. But in this case, what was really strange is that they forked up $22 billion or 22 million, sorry, $22 million to the ransomware company to get control of their stuff back. And the very next day, there were messages posted up on their websites were closed down. Everything was shut down for Alpha V and Black Cat, and they were apparently posing or putting information out that they were shut down by, the FBI and by MI6. And of course, what happens? Uh, they come out and say, nope, that's not us. That's actually, that posting they put up is actually from another site we shut down, 2 weeks prior, but we did not shut them down. So apparently, Alpha V Black Hat faked their own shutdown, their own, that they were broken up in order to cheat their affiliate out of $11 million. I guess you can't trust the hackers can't trust the hackers. Um, so now, after all this time and all this trouble, all this money and loss of business and impact on patients and doctors and hospitals and everything else, the other group, the affiliate who was cheated out of their ransom, is now coming back to United Healthcare or Change that and saying, "Hey, we're going to release your data on the dark web if you don't pay us again." They're being double ransomed. Oh my God! Talk about crazy stuff. You think you just got messed up, every which way you can, and now you find out that you just got hit twice by the same people. Yeah, really bad situation. So a lot of bad things happening in that. We actually got a lot of cool things coming up. We got a open discussion session coming up on the 24th, or not the 24th. I'm sorry, on the 23rd, I believe, and it is going to be about uh, basically new tools that are available to help us kind of fortify our frontline defenses against hackers. We'll be talking about that live and having a live discussion with business owners. Usually that's myself, usually Ernest, who's a cybersecurity specialist, worked for Disney and Dell and a lot of other people, some of the big fives, and he's usually a part of our group, openly participates in that every week. So I hope you get a chance to join us. It's a lot of fun when you get to talk with business owners. You can ask your direct questions. We have it isn't a presentation of any kind. Usually it is more about us talking to you guys, and when you guys ask us specific questions, a lot of times we will do screen shares, show you how to access resources, things like that. It's a really good session, and we do it every other. In between that, we do these, which is more about kind of what's going on, some new things you can access. We have a new alignable education event coming up in May. Look out for that. We'll have it announced and promoted, and it's going to be through the Alignable Education Series. This will be the third time I've been speaking for them. And we're going to be talking about why cybersecurity is broken, how and why it's broken, and what it's going to take to fix it. And a lot of this is going to go into things like accountability. Employers just simply aren't doing enough until they actually get hit. They just think, oh, it won't happen to me, and then it does. And then they're either out of business or they're seriously financially impacted to a point that it is really too heavy for them to bear. So we're really trying to help you guys by arming you with tools that can help you be smarter, be more defensive, and guard yourself against those things. So I hope you come. We're going to have one next week on the 23rd, and then we are going to have a big one in May that's going to be a national event for alignable education. So we hope to see you at both places. Um, I also want to go in and talk about a little something that came out here, and this is what kind of the importance of keeping your system up to date. I hear people talk about, oh, I hate Windows Update. It's so intrusive. It makes me reboot my system. It makes me do this. It makes me do that. And you know what? Be glad that Microsoft is staying on top of things, because when I see things like this, Microsoft fixes 149 flaws in a huge April patch, including 0-day flaws. This makes us happy as system administrators and cybersecurity experts, because this is the kind of stuff, these are the flaws that are being exploited to get into your machines through phishing and things like that. In other words, phishing is a method in which 9 out of 10 hacks originate, but they use these flaws to take advantage and stay in your systems. And so, us as administrators are glad to see when people are patching their systems. We recommend this. We recommend you keep automatic updates on all the time, never turn them off. Uh, Keeping your system patched, keeping it up to date is one of the many things we suggest as part of a full line defense as a cyber defense against hackers. So, anyway, we're going to talk to you guys on the 23rd. I did want to share with you that there's a lot of stuff going on. News, we got a big exploit with the XY deal with it's a back end access they found in the Linux that's been there for a while. They're currently working on patching it. It doesn't affect all Linux versions, but it does impact many. I mean, many. And the reason why this should be a little frightening, not just to ACO, I don't use Linux, but most people don't understand that Linux powers 75% of the internet infrastructure. hosts the websites you use, that powers, the switches and the things, and that power the edge devices, the things that power the internet and make the internet possible. 75% of that sits on Linux. So why is it important? That's why. So that's why it's good to know about these things and be aware that it's very important for you to be careful with how you manage and use your personal information, how you use your business information, uh, in ways of electronically communicating it via email or text or chat or any other means, and what is truly safe to use and not use, and how to exercise zero trust with those kind of things to make sure you have those kind of problems. Yeah. So anyway, see you on Wednesday. We'll see you on the 23rd. That's our next live session. It is posted up in the group. You can sign up there. We hope to see you. We do record them. We will post it a few days afterwards when our video guy has a chance to do that. And we will also have our next big, like I said, alignable education series. Keep your eye out. We should be posting the announcing it and posting the place to sign up for it very shortly within the group and across Alignable nationally within the next week. So we'll let you know as soon as it's live. Anyway, have a great week, guys. And like I said, be careful. This affects everybody. And I'm going to state this one last time. Ransomware, malware, all these things are operating system agnostic. That means that it doesn't matter what operating system you use. If you are using Mac, Linux, Windows, they are all susceptible to these threats because they hack you first. This is the thing people don't understand. Yes, they have the traditional forms to get in of malware and things to trick you into doing things, but the fact is they're using these tools to trick you to give them access, not just going in and hacking your machine. So it's more important than ever that you pay attention to the things you do. Talk to you on the 23rd. We'll see you in person. Hope to see you there. And again, we'll see you guys in May for our big education series, our third one with Alignable. Have a great week, everyone.